Data. Okay, there we go. Okay. So here we go, everybody. The Stealth versus Jacob semifinals of the Division 4, the beginners division, with a lot of new players in it, and to the WARNO scene. And we're down to the semifinals. Honoman versus Susping on the top, the Stealth versus Jacob on the bottom of all of this. We have good shows of the Stealth and Jacob here in the quarterfinals, and they also played pretty strong group stages. We check out the group stage. Jacob coming out with 2 wins and a draw, and the Stealth coming with the same record. So really, really strong games by both. And we're gonna see who will get through here in the semifinals. As I said, Division 4. So these two are relatively new still, but they have improved already a lot over the season. And it's gonna be a hot match. Jacob here on the right side with 4th Moto, the Stealth on the left side with 11th ACAF. So this is going to be hot. Price pool, by the way, by now for the whole league, up to $386, thanks to the latest contribution here by the Terminator. And that really gets us close to the next stretch goal, which is that Division 3 winners also will get part of the prize pool. And yeah, we have by now $180.50 for the first place, which is really nice. That's quite a sizable prize pool there. And yeah, really looking forward to the grand finals. Birthex versus Yukipo is going to be amazing. Third place match between Neff and Mix90 gonna be interesting as well. And yeah, this one here is a matchup between a division that is really meta at the moment, and one that was in the past but has fallen off a bit, though we see it with decent success in the league as well. 4th, obviously not having any heavy equipment here that can keep up with what the 11th ACAF has to offer here on the left side, as 11th ACAF has quite a lot of heavy tanks, has Bradleys, has Martyrs, and on the other side you only have T55 AM2s, which are the modernized T-55s, but obviously that tank is quite old by now, in 1989, and the BMP-1 IFV, which is also quite old by now. So both of those are your backbone, but you have around that really strong infantry. You have the forward deploy advantage with the Fallschirmjägers and the Fallschirmjäger Medis, and you also have a good air tap. So that you kind of have to use. Plus a lot of helicopters. They are not the best helicopters, but they're the only kinds that get double availability. So they're kind of on the same level as Cobras, and that makes them pretty usable as well. So we're gonna see how this all pans out here now, as both players are getting into the action here now, and we get the quick fix moving forward. Strelas could come around to potentially shoot that down. The quick fix only has 8 hit points. These are 4 damage missiles. Yeah, Fallschirmjäger Medis coming around. Bradley coming in as well. MiG-21s coming in to hit the quick fix, hitting it down to 1 hit point. Fallschirmjäger Scharfschützen unloading over here. Medis coming in, and we have a big push here for the north. An M1A1 ACAF and a Bradley here. The recon Sherman, the Abrams, the only recon tank we currently have in the game that is like a full-on MBT. And that gets a shot there, gets a kill. Bradley over here trying to get some transports. The MiG-21's ready to kill some more helicopters. Good landing here by the stealth of this little chopper. Whilst Fallschirmjäger Führers come around on the battlefield. Engineer Dragons sitting around here as well. And here we have Bradley's and M1A1 coming up from the rear. Another one firing at the UWATs over here. Getting the kill. A really good one. Fallschirmjäger Medis versus Engineer Dragons over here. Good fight as well. Fallschirmjäger Medis getting a shutout up north. Not killing off the Bradley though. And now being shot from both sides, and there's no real way of escape here from this. And this is the issue with 4th against heavy units like that. Your ground units are somewhat helpless. Your T-55 AM2 can potentially kill Bradleys, but against M1A1s you are at a loss. And against that you need side shots, you need planes, you need helicopters. And for that second half you need to get the air dominance first. So dealing with the F-16s here is the goal. MiG-23s with a lot of cluster bombardment coming in. Oh, first MiG-21 in the air though, going down already. The F-16 gets shot down, so yeah, MiG-21. Oh, the ACAF surviving with 1 hit point. Fortunate here for the stealth. Damage still decent. Another cluster one coming in for the Bradley leader. That could have some success as well. Bradley here not moving around. iHawk on the battlefield. They one-shot MiG-21s. That's why we saw that first MiG-21 AA just being evaporated. But yeah, with the kill on this unit here, the situation stabilizes a bit for Jacob. Still needs to get the game a bit more mobile and use the opportunity that arises when you take away some of the combined arms of 11th. Yes, the only weakness 11th has really is that it is somewhat expensive. And its infantry tab is not the strongest, but for the early game it should be enough. Fallschirmjägers and Modschützen here starting to get rid of these dismounted troopers. They are only 6-man hit point squad, so in the open field they can be dealt with quite easily. Mi-24 DAT engaging the Bradley up north. Should be able to get this done here soon. Yes, and with that should be able to get the kill, so another important kill there. Meanwhile, we have a CAF in the south. I like that. We see more and more of this unit. I still think it could get slightly buffed to together with its brethren, but it's getting more and more playtime already, and it actually shows off quite nicely. And then Modschützen and dismounted troopers here engaging as well. Dismounted troopers might die before the engineers can deal with these Modschützen. Okay, if they jump out, that is different. Good micro there. So the engineers being pretty stressed out here as well. The Motschützen somewhat powerful. The Kev finally comes in against this as well now though. And that should change the outcome of this fight significantly. Especially once the engineers can start throwing their satchels. Yeah. Motschützen immediately stunned down. Fallschirmjäger Einsatztruppen, Special Forces coming in here. With 8 hit points. And the false flag. Because they have the American uniforms. So their false flag being a bit more of a gimmick than a really, really helpful tool. It just means that they get targeted last. So if there are more infantry units around them, the others get attacked first by the auto-targeting. Eyehawk getting a kill into the MiG-23 BN. Yeah, the Eyehawks should be the first goal here of Jacob to take out. Maybe with an ARM 70 or something. Because they otherwise will wreak a lot of havoc. We have BMP-1s coming onto the battlefield now. Strela moving forward as well. And we have the ATGM, the Fagot, in here now too. Meanwhile, Motschützen going over the open field here. Trying to bring the BMP-1s closer to the Elf's leader here. Eyehawks disengaging. That's the M1A1. Still sits here with really low hit point. Anything even looking slightly weird on it will kill it if it has AP. But for now, the M1A1 keeps alive, and if you can repair it, if you can get it back to the CH supply here, to the Chinook supply, then the situation could swing quite quickly again. Like an active M1A1 up here is a really big threat. Double Jaguar here in the middle. Stop any BMP and T-55 push. But not much action there. The infantry pushed out of the south. So yeah, currently a +2 for the stealth. Bradley opening up against the Motschützen. Motschützen running over the open field. Getting lit up there. Engineer Dragon getting involved as well. That's the M1A1 comes in here from the side now. Bradley tries to get the kill on it. Good smoke, but just a slight bit too late. So the M1A1 ACAV goes down. T-55 at least taken out just beforehand. But that's still a victory here for Jacob, finally finishing that off. So it didn't go without a fight. And yeah, Strela 2 going down here as well. So no anti-helicopter here anymore. No long-range AA on the battlefield anyways. The T-55 AM2Bs, those can actually help out against the big tanks, as they have the long-range 2,800 meter range quick flying ATGM with the Bastion, and we have Motschützen and Modaufklärer here coming in the center, trying to push Echo now. Still a +2 here for the stealth after Jacob's early lead. It's really starting to catch up here. We'll see if Jacob can be caught here before a new zone can be captured. And if it will be the stealth on the lead here. Ooh, aircraft troopers coming in nicely. M1A1 here rolling in as well. So all of that is pretty scary. The ATGM over here got stunned down for a second. Now starts to engage again. Actually going for Jaguars. I thought it would go for the Bradley. Hit on the Jaguar, not bad either though. BMP-1P. BMP-1 is what went down there. Meanwhile in the south, another one of those cheap ATGMs coming around against the Bradley. Bradley smoking off though, and we have a key of a warrior around here though. Firing on transports, a bit of a waste of the Hellfire missile. And MiG-23 cluster coming around against the Cav. The Eyehawks all up north, so this cluster will just land and deal solid damage. No kill there once more. It's really more of an anti-plop tool. Not that strong against single targets, just leaves them alive. Meanwhile though, Bradley in the middle going down. But M1A1s and Bradleys considering a push in the north, so this is still somewhat problematic here for Jacob. As up north, there's nothing here to stop this easily. Motschützen finding the Bradley, that's a good find. Blackhawks helping out the fire support. There's not much A on the right side, and the Motschützen of Jacobs here are pretty much gone. Meanwhile, in the center, more engineered dragons versus Motschützen action. So a good couple of Motschützen gonna die here now. Whilst engineered dragons try their best to help out against the Bradleys, the BP1s. Not able to one-shot them, but at least doing some damage, and the kill feed here is pretty red right now. A lot of red units dying. The M1A1 is keeping on being on the hunt. The stealth up to a 330 point lead now. More T-55s coming in onto the battlefield. ATGM's trying to achieve something here, but so far Bradley just has pulled them off easily. And yeah, M1A1 coming in for the BMP1 SP2. That's the quick fix, and the Blackhawks here trying to help out as well. If M2B rotating around in the south. Ooh, Jaguar coming around. That is a scary opponent. The O2 on the Jaguar and the Bradley can do a heck of a lot of damage. Shilka, interesting unit. I don't like these at all. They somehow deal really little damage. The producer already somewhat struggling, but the Shilka even worse. And that's a big problem for that unit. That it just doesn't really perform that well. Meanwhile, Fachamiga Medis over here, chilling out in the open field. Yeah, NATO has the map control on this one. Cyanide coming up, flying forward here. This is a fantastic little helicopter as well. It has heavy hitting TOW-2 missiles on a helicopter. The only helicopter of those 25 penetration missiles. They are slower than Hellfires and they have lower range. So Hellfires, even though they are still the superior missiles, and the Vickers, so it's only the third best helicopter missile, but still all of that for 150 points is quite nice. Way cheaper than an Apache, and also 2 availability per card, unlike the Akula and the Apaches, making them a nice addition to your deck as well with the 11th. And feels like 4th currently not having many ideas to how to break the stalemate here. And the +2 for the stealth continues on, and the more units we see here on the battlefield, the more likely it is that 11th ACAV will have the advantage in the upcoming fights, as their combined arms is a bit more expensive, but it also has a solid bit more quality, especially with the heavy tanks and the IFV part. And the infantry, yeah, is serviceable at least. If you grind constantly, you might run out of them, but the grind of infantry so far has been relatively minimal. Shilka is now coming along, trying to get in and shoot down some tow cobras, trying to kill off some Blackhawks, but really the Spucks and the self-propelled anti-aircraft guns, I'm not the biggest fan of the radar-guided ones, as their range against helicopters is a bit lackluster. Of the Soviet ones, only 2,400 meters, so that's lower than the missile ranges of most of all helicopters, the ATGM missiles. So they often can get killed off by that, or if you try to push the helicopter, something else gets in range before you can fire, like a tank or ATGM ground unit, and kills you. So that's why I usually use Strelas in these decks, and yeah, the Shilkas and should get some buff, either against ground units, because even there they are not that amazing. Can't really deal with anything above 1 armor, and they don't have that much HE either. So yeah, that could be a way, making them a bit more of an all-rounder unit that can give some fire support against ground units as well. Or yeah, making them just a slight bit better against planes and helicopters. Both ways are fine by me. Maybe even a slight bit of both. But yeah, packed, like, I think dealing with the enemy AA would be a way to go. Arm 70 coming around now is hunting for CV. That's a nice catch, which should go down, but it's not gonna shift the game too much. Hits against the Ihawks and then some air spam in the north, that could work out quite well. But for that, you first need to find the Eyehawks again. They were known beforehand, but since then they have moved a bit. So it's not going to be that easy here. In this meantime, Blue gets more and more units out. Yeah, the artillery advantage of 4th is real. With the armed 70s especially. Those rocket launchers are fantastic. Shilka trying to deal some damage to the F-16 here, and yes, you can see this is not a lot of damage. It's also on the move, but still, it should perform better than that. MiG-29 not getting a missile in either, so the F-16 will be out for a bit, but not for super long before being back repaired. Whilst the southern situation is still a real stalemate here, and the +2 of the stealth is pretty brutal here for Jacob. Jacob really struggling to find a solution to deal with all of this. Whilst we have a F-16 LGB coming in as well. Trying to go for the kill onto the Shilka. And yeah, Shilka goes down there, and as you can see, like, it didn't even really deal damage back to the plane either. Like, they are just not that great against any high-flying units and far-away flying units. Whilst we have a MiG-29 once more out in the sky, and here we see a surrender of the 4th, and yeah, that game felt pretty stuck. The stealth having an advantage in the KD as well, but more importantly, like the ground advantage, the advantage of Homemade Arms there was just so heavily in favor of the 11th, and they already had the point advantage of over 500 points as well, so understandable here. That game was not really going anywhere. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how Jacob adjusts in game number 2, if we might maybe see an 11th again, or if that will be banned, and what else will go on here in the semifinals. The first game, yeah, Jacob with some solid openers, with some solid fights against the M1A1 ACAF and so on, but after that it fell apart relatively quickly, and that is uh, kind of sad. I would have loved to see some 4th that really brings some pain, but this was not it. So yeah, we're gonna go into a really short break, guys, and then we're gonna be back with game number 2. So yeah, here we go. Game number 2, the stealth up 1-0. And we have another really interesting matchup here ahead of us, as it's an US versus US matchup this time around. And we are on Vertigo. which is usually a more grindy shenanigans map. But Jacob is not interested in that, it seems, as Jacob brings around the 82nd Airborne here on the right side. And on the left side, we have one of the more grindy divisions, one of the best all-rounders, if not the best all-rounder in the game. 8th US Infantry, still a real powerhouse, even after the last Dragon nerfs. With the next level of Dragon nerfs, might fall off a bit with the range nerf on the Dragons and the Medis. So I don't think it will fall too far. It still has Bradleys, it still has great artillery. The infantry is still really beefy and can dish out a lot of damage. It has solid air with F-16s now that nowadays are really formidable fighters as well. And then it has the Cobras in the air tab, in the helicopter tab, which currently are the meta helicopter to go for most American division anyways, over the Apache. So this is going to be interesting. As on the other side, yeah, we have setup of a couple of forward deploy infantry so far, and not much else. And that makes me think we might be in for some air cheese here. So let's see how that goes. No forward deploy recon helicopter or anything like that. So I wonder how that will be spotted. No helicopter is an interesting choice here. If that is actually what is going on, or if it's just some laser guided bombs coming in later. Like it's going to be interesting to see what Jacob is doing here with this start. Yes, okay, a couple more units come onto the battlefield. But the left side seems to be rather set as well. We have a good couple of engineers, Ranger Dragons, and co-aircraft coming around here for the southern part of the map as well. And yeah, this is going to be an interesting one for sure, as we haven't seen 82nd on this map in a long while. When there was still the back points on both sides, we saw them a good couple of times. When the center zones also were a bit easier to grab. Like Delta and Charlie should still be somewhat easy to take here. So that won't help you much if the enemy Abrams just roll over you in the north, as the north is where the rear zones are nowadays. I still wish we would get a +1 zone each here, like that the northern rear zones are still more worthwhile, but that you have something to push into in these two open fields here. That I think one here and then the other one here, or yeah, here is too close, but like yeah, another one here would be nice. But we'll see how Vertigo will evolve. It is a really good map already. Like the center stuff here is already a lot of fun. It's one of the most fun maps in my eyes. But we're gonna see how it goes in the future. Hopefully we will get upgrades to the map editor soon once more. For now, we have this here, and this is going to be a hot match, as we have some Blackhawks desperately trying to bring some infantry into the forward zone here. Stinger on the other side could intercept that potentially. We have some LAVs as well. They were really busted when they first came out. By now, they are a good bit more balanced. Still can be really annoying though. Very good optics. The Bushmaster is a fantastic autocannon. And they still have decent stealth. Yeah, here we go. Stinger getting the hit against the Blackhawk. Can the Blackhawk be shut down? LAV tries to get the kill. Not able to do so though. So the LRS and the aircraft troopers getting out. Though I'm not sure for how much longer they will survive here, as the enemy has a decent amount of forces as well. LRS helping out. Blackhawk actually goes down. Meanwhile, we have some infantry dying up north for Jacob. That's the F-16. Flies around in the skies. F-111. HE coming in here once more. Trying to get a kill onto some infantry here. Is not the best bomber though. Not recommending this one at all. As you can see, yeah, its hit rate at the moment, the 227 kilogram bombs, they don't have enough radius. Like their damage is okay. They just need a bit of a bigger blast radius so that they are a bit more reliable. and that they don't have at the moment. Ranger leader pays the price for it here, goes down on the way in, and that is pretty painful. As Ranger's leader, for example, first of all, is a leader, so could have stopped the tick here, and second of all, also can actually fight quite nicely. Meanwhile, we have on the bottom side here some interesting forward pushing shenanigans, but there is no point to capture here, so can only be used to ambush enemy resupply routes. Well, it's LAV and LRS here try to deal with the engineers and the LRS there. A-10 rocket. Getting hunted, getting killed. Bit of a mistake there for Jacob, bringing that in without enough air support. F-15 now coming around, getting a hit, not getting the kill though. F-16 will make it out alive. Whilst up north, Bradleys do some nice damage as well. Airborne going down, and we have a big infantry push up north now that has the potential to stop the tick here for sure. 7.6 millimeter opening up fire, but there is MR13s on the other side. Really trying to get the better of the 7 millimeter, and the +2 is going on for now, but it's really fragile. If this LAV goes down, then the micro-rifle dragons can move on a bit and try to take out the LRS potentially as well, but at the moment the LAV is holding out nicely, getting a stun, and most likely getting the infantry completely. But up north, the complete shredding of the red units. The CV trying to disengage. No tanks involved up here. No tanks on either side. Yes, 82nd doesn't get any, but also no helicopters there. It's mostly infantry for the most part, a bit of air, and that is kind of it. So, yeah, Jacob losing those infantry fights is pretty painful. LAV could move around, the south being kept clean. CV got, yeah, no CV right now. Coming up, Chinook coming up with the air rifles. Really trying to drop in COD. I'm not sure that that is a successful strategy, especially not against engineer flash, which can deal damage quite nicely to you there. As the Chinook tries to come in for the aero rifles. See the Bradley firing against this CP. It has to disengage. Can it get out of there? Ooh, it gets stunned. Lucky there. More Chinooks of air rifles coming along as well. Meanwhile, South still super slow after the first victory there by Jacob. Like, yeah, Jacob is happy with what is happening here. LAV though actually went down, so that, I guess, tried to be sneaky. Got caught over here. Macro Dragon pushing forward. What's the aero rifles over here? Trying to stop the 50 cal half track. That failed. Okay. We see the Bradley and all the other stuff in a red unit, but no CV yet. Okay, good stuff here on defense, but no offense going towards Delta or Charlie, and if you play on like that, the game is not going to end well for you. You need to get something to push forward. So yeah, it's still 33 minutes. That's a lot of time, but Jacob at least getting the point advantage that you want to have. As actual Sheridans now around. Whilst F-15 comes around once more. Chaparral coming in together with the Stinger, but no long range AA yet. Well, so we have an Apache in the south. Good movement here by the stealth with the 50 cal M113, cutting off the reinforcement route quite nicely. Apache might be able to just push through there if it gets some decent hits with its gun. Yeah, there we go, first one. Air rifles will get the kill there as well. Meanwhile, the patrol coming closer and closer. But once they checked in, they will just get demolished. Zone over here should be the goal. The +2 does continue. See, more M113s, more M60A3s. The next M1A1, or the first M1A1 actually, for this battle. And that is quite a beast. 482nd, you need your TOW-2s or your aircraft or your helicopters to deal with that. All of them doing it nicely, but you need to get them in the right spot. And not be countered by artillery or AA. So, after that, it is not that easy to deal with the M1A1. So, on paper, it sounds quite doable. Meanwhile, no rocket artillery. No artillery whatsoever here lately. Out of Jacob, and that is a weird choice. As the... yeah. The stalemate here now. Huh. Ranger Dragon sitting around there, LRS and air rifles filling out there as well. On the other side, and Jacob is really stranded. Could really use some victories here in the south to keep the +2 up, as pushing back here as 82nd will be insanely hard, so winning fights in the south looks kind of like the way to victory. Not gonna be easy though without the Apache there, as that means the M1A1 and the M60 currently can just roll on. Oh, F111HE also paying off this time around, getting an important kill there as well. Airborne still on defense, LRS sitting there as well, and we have the M1A1 here coming up now. Trying to find some shots, but there's actually not that many units to shoot at anymore. Humvee in the south killing out there. Meanwhile, we have the 107mm mortars setting up the smoke. Trying to get an infantry push ready for the north. That's a good idea. The smoke between the units and the... yeah, that's a good position for the smoke as well. Especially with the Ranger Dragon a bit further forward. Can isolate that, can kill that off potentially with this way. Heavy Hawk coming around again. So you need to protect those helicopters this time around. F-16A, otherwise if that can just dive on this, that would be pretty devastating. Oh, no aircraft around to kill off the F-16. That's a mistake. Unit should fly low, and then there should be a plane to kill it. LGB is actually not the one for that. It's a good plane, and it actually can kill off enemy fighters, but not reliably enough that you want to send it in like this. Oh no. F-16 actually gets shut down there, the LGB, and this is a fantastic game here so far for the stealth. When it comes to KD. But the points is what might save Jacob here in the long run. CV gets the capture up north though. But Jacob needs to find a way of either retaking north or keeping on to the southern part of the map, and that is not easy. Really not easy. Meanwhile, Ranger leaders coming onto the battlefield as well. Heavy Hawk trying to defend itself here. Disengaging. That's airborne over here. Gets smashed by the engineers. M60A3 moving around in the south. Double Eagle in the north. Not able to kill the Cobra though. Chaparral is still there. F16. Oh, that is a misinvestment. Gets the Heavy Hawk, but it should not get out alive here. Yeah, there we go. Stinger does the job. Chaparral might get a hit in. No, doesn't. And that is still an important kill here for Jacob. Reducing the enemy aircraft numbers means you can bring potentially more helicopters, potentially more expensive helicopters, and it will be easier to protect them. But so far we haven't quite reached that point yet. And I'm not sure if Jacob will get here in this game, as we will most likely soon see a CV for South. Yeah, there we go. AA coming up in numbers behind it as well. Meanwhile, more Sheridans rolling in. And they will be somewhat helpful, but as soon as something bigger shows up, they don't do super much. If the enemy is maybe starting to focus on the south, then push in the north with that unit could make sense. Okay. Go to still sitting in defense. Meanwhile, down south, Chaparrals and M60 pushing in here. Airborne leader getting overwhelmed. Engineer Flash there doing a good job pushing onto this, and yeah, one of them will go down most likely. Airborne leader can defend itself decently, has 12 hit points, and the shock trait plus an 84. It's one of the better leaders in the game for sure, but it's not enough against this amount of armor and infantry here pushing in against it. And that with the MUT CP coming in at the same time should start to shift the point tick here the other way around, and no helicopters will save this. So this is really tough to see how Jacob could try to get out of this. 25 minutes is more than enough here to turn the tick around. Big infantry push trying to come in again, but we have M16s in the sky. Second one of them actually might not. Yeah, didn't target the goose. Meanwhile though, F15 only trading there. So that is good. And yeah, planes crashing into the sky, into the ground. Chaparral getting a kill there. M1A1 moving around. Cav troopers not able to find anything up here. We see a Ranger Dragon moving up there, trying to get into a good spot. +2 for the stealth. It finally happens here, and it seems like stealth is on a good way to match ball here already. Jacob has really performed fantastically in the group stage and was kind of an overwhelming force there, so I was a bit worried that we might not have anybody to face him here, maybe outside of Tonoman. But the stealth really standing up nicely here. And stealth with a good record obviously in the group stage as well, and yeah, it's great to see how the improvement curve here of these both these players have gone. Jacob still with his aggressive forward deploy that he has as his main playstyle coming into this whole shenanigans, but stealth just with a really clean game here. Took some losses. We have solid air micro from both sides. It's still, you can still see obviously that this is not quite Division 1 yet, but both of these players I think are on a good way if they continue the path there to rise through the ranks. Both semifinalists will immediately start Division 3 next season, so that is safe for both, but it still goes about the title of Division 4 champion here. And for that you need to win the semifinal, this best of 5. And currently the stealth is on a good way now with this +2. There's few blue red units here left, and the F15 losses and so on also mean that the air train that you potentially can go for with 80 seconds sometimes is hard to reach. It's usually more of a I grab stuff early and then I just keep the curve low on both sides by just constantly killing stuff kind of division, and not allowing the enemy to get any kind of AA network, not allowing the enemy to get any kind of heavy tank presence, but by now we have double Eyehawks here. Those for sure need to be killed if you want to have a chance. But that you would like to spot it first. I don't think they have been spotted here. And there's nearly no red units left here in the south. Bradley coming around. And we see the Bradley moving towards Mech Rifle Dragons down here. Go to slowly coming onto the battlefield as well. Whilst Rifles move up as well. LRS pushing forward. Let's we see the final plop here. I feel like if this push doesn't work, I don't see Jacob coming back in this at all. As time is of the essence and the enemy just gets better and better combined arms. There is a slight chance of this working, especially if a plane can help out maybe. Up north there is no Eyehawks, so if you bomb north, turn up north, it could be working out, but no, Jacob doesn't see that happening. Taps out here, and we have a 2-0 lead for the stealth. Yeah, solid 1,300 point lead, and then also a position that is nigh impossible to breach at this point. So well played here by the stealth in this division for semifinals, now on match ball, and that is pretty scary here for Jacob now. Would need a reverse sweep now, and that's a tough order. So let's see how game number 3 works out. If the stealth can make the clean sweep here, the 3-0, or if Jacob can get a point on the board. So far, I feel like the division matchups have held back Jacob quite a bit, and then those early openers, you really have to be precise, and these 2 games, they were both aggressive, but they weren't quite as precise as you need to be there to really get the advantage, to push the advantage with that forward deploy, with some important early kills, both games as well, for Mr. Stealth here. LRS killing off some MPs, the F-111 coming in there, the LAVs did do some decent jobs as well, but then yeah, the A-10 lost a big one as well. That A-10 was supposed to really push some damage here out, but the protection for it wasn't around. That was, I feel like, the biggest mistake in the opener there, not having a F-15 around to protect your A-10. Like the F-15 came just a slight bit too late, and that's just timings, right? That takes time to learn, and yeah, it will be interesting to see how the next one will go. I'm actually not sure if Susping and his opponent have played already. I might have a look into this. We will see. I'm not sure if I have the time for it either. So we will see how long this here takes, and that if we will cast more afterwards. Don't felt over. But yeah, quick break, guys. Then we're gonna be back. I need to stand up a bit, walk around a bit. My circulatory system is a bit down. Maybe getting a bit of coffee in as well. Getting some fresh air into my room as well. So yeah, short 3-minute, 4-minute breaks, and then we're gonna be back with some more WARNO action here.
reach out, find a way. You can have the prize that you dreamed of, that you dream of. You will rise. There will come the day. Let the fire in your heart be your guide and lead the way. Now the time has come. You must be the one. You got to do it today. You got to do what it takes to feed the hunger inside, to face the fear that you hide. You know what is right. The time has come. The time will come again. We're pushing back together. Together we will win. Rising from the ashes, out of shadow into light. Stronger from the struggle, we've come to win the fight. Now the time has come. We must be the ones. You got to do it today. You got to do what it takes to feed the hunger inside, to face the fear that you hide. You know what is right. You have to finish the fight. Believe the feelings inside, and let love be your guide. You know what is right.
Nice. Okay, we will be back in a second, guys. Okay, game number 3, and Jacob is going away from the Rush division setup, as we have a Heavy Tonk versus Heavy Tonk setup this time around, with the Stealth bringing around 5th Panzer, and Jacob bringing around the 3rd US Armored. So, heavy M1A1 Abrams and M1A1 HAs versus a wave of Leos of all color, the Leo 1A1 A1s, Leo 1A5s, Leo 2A3s, and the Leo 2A4, which is a really good tank against the M1A1 in my eyes, but against M1A, M1HA, it's then once more a bit problematic, though it's faster than those guys. 80 gems on both sides are somewhat decent as well, with the advantage lying on the American side. A lot of TOW2s on Bradleys and so on, but you have the Jaguars with TOW2s as well. Decent amount of Milans everywhere around. Infantry-wise, both divisions not that strong. With 5th maybe even having a slight advantage. And then AA-wise, 5th also slightly better with the Roland, but the air tap of 3rd has F-15s, which are the like, you have a lot of spammable F4Fs with double, like the shotgun kind of missile setup. So a lot of people talk about that, and I believe they are really, really strong, and a bit too strong at the moment. I don't think they're unbeatable in a matchup where you have F-15s on the other side. They're just better against something like MiG-29s and so on, and F-16s, and they feel really annoying in those matchups. with their short-range missiles and high ECM when they just fly into you and just crash into you. And they have really high availability, but that just means that you will spam more into F-15s and more of your planes will die. But yeah, on the ground we have a couple of Cobras here coming up as well. That is an advantage that the 3rd US absolutely has. With the other side having the better artillery with 5th. The helicopter tab here going for sure to 3rd, as they have Cobras and Apaches, both of which are pretty strong helicopters. So yeah, we're gonna see how this goes. Scouts coming around. Quick fix flying in front of all of this. Also, yeah, a couple more engineers. Yeah, once more time to thank all of you guys for the support for this whole event over the last couple of weeks on YouTube and Twitch. It also works out quite nicely with the Twitch stream, with the YouTube streams lately. Obviously, it takes a bit away, I guess, from the Twitch stream numbers, but in general, it just adds more people and more ways to watch this. And it also makes it easier to find those later and so on. So, pretty happy with this setup now being allowed by Twitch, and yeah, for all the support, for all the new subscriptions, follows, channel members coming around. The first YouTube channel member now as well. Big shout out there to Mr. Arrigo Sachi, coming around as the first STL channel member on YouTube. Thanks for the financial support there as well. And yeah, let's see how this all goes around. Fireteam 84s, engineers, M1A1s all coming up. We have some scouts heading into the front line. Cobra up north here, trying to find some targets, but it is a really slow start here from Stealth in the north. A good couple of Fuchs Razits coming around. Looks A1s moving in as well. The Cobras with the quick fixes here, trying to push in. Roll on to rather defensive F4F here. There we go. It's a really good helicopter killer. And there we go. Cobra goes down as it double fires its AM9Ls, which are pretty strong against helicopters. With 60% accuracy, good damage. So yeah, gets a clean kill there on the Cobra. We have some more Roland 2s rolling around in the south. Iltisfur coming in. Matsi P coming in through the north. And yeah, it seems to be a really slow start here for both sides. Nobody trying to do any shenanigans. Both sides absolutely happy with going into a tank versus tank fight here. And yeah, so far none of those tanks yet on the map either, as it seems to be focused around support weapons. Like, yeah, one M1A1 actually. The only big boy out here yet. Moving around the Cobra. This is a beautiful view here. We hide. This game is just gorgeous. Yeah, we see some Rolands coming in from the rear. Engineers 84. I wish there would be a hotkey for hiding the UI, not just in replay where it would be good to have an instant hotkey for it as well, but also for in-game, like for single player and so on. There are some moments where I just would like to just follow it all without the UI. Has been asked for a while. There has been acknowledgement of this feature being cool by Eugen a couple of times in the past, but so far no action on their side. Let's see, maybe we'll get it eventually. So obviously the wanted feature list of the community is endless, and Eugen's dev time unfortunately isn't. Team 84 moving towards the Fernspeer here, trying to get around, trying to get some kills. 1A1 number 2 moving in the north as well. Engineers coming in, and 1A1 slowly rolling forward. Being hit by the Milan 2. Helicopter coming around from the rear. Marder 1A2 rotating around here. And whilst we see the Bradley IFV engaging the Jäger Aufklärer over here, Fireteam Dragon helping out there. Jäger Aufklärer will go down here. There's nothing to protect this around, no smokes on the infantry itself yet. And we're looking forward how infantry smokes will change engagements. And ooh, we have the Mehrzahlwerfer coming in. Oh, this could be big. This could be big. It's actually not that big. Surprisingly little impact there. Okay. What? How are these guys still alive? That I think it was hit just before, stressed out, and the target area it hit was a bit bigger thanks to that. F-15 most likely got the kill there. Metzger should have gotten out beforehand. Fortunate times there for Jacob. A quadruple kill on these units here would have been pretty big. Would have allowed counter push most likely. And we have the first couple of Leo 1A5s here on the battlefield now as well. In this matchup, I'm not the biggest fan of them, as they only really can kill Bradleys reliably. Against M1A1s, they will struggle, and they get one-shotted quite quickly there in return. And against H8, they don't do anything. So, yeah. The 1A1A1 is a lot cheaper and can be used against infantry just as well, and can be used against... The IFV is pretty decently on the shorter ranges on the map too, so I feel like that's the better unit here if you want to have a cheap tank and then invest more into Leos and maybe some ATGM units instead of the 1A5s. Leo 1A1 here. Getting a hit against the Bradley. Good smoke. Good micro there. Bradley now in a lot of danger. And even if he gets another shot out, yeah, good micro there from Jacob. Getting the smoke off. Oh, the Fireteam Dragon with a lucky shot there. Leo 1A1 is low. 50 cal Jeep helping out the Jäger Aufklärer there, still being fired upon. Unless we have an M109 coming in the north. Trying to get some kills. Trying to find something to shoot up here. Milan 2 could be a good victim. Bradley against Jäger Aufklärers. Good damage. Not quite there with the kill yet. There we go. Jäger Aufklärer firmly down. Another M1A1 coming up. We still... There we go. That's what I was looking for when we will see the first one of these bad boys. As 18 frontal armor, 21 penetration against the 18-20 on the other side. 21 is nice. Accuracy is similar as well. And these guys are just really, really fast as well. So the Leo 1A1, really efficient vehicle. Actually 5 points cheaper because of the side armor as well. So the Leo 2A4 in a direct tank fight is the better tank. The M1A1 has more utility. That's the advantage of the Leo, and that's why it's 5 points more expensive. It is weaker in direct tank fights, but it has a 50 cal and it has the side armor and one extra MG here as well, and that's a big plus against infantry. And also the side armor means that it doesn't get killed off as easily. Like, there's a lot of units with 20 AP around, and all of those one-shot the Leo 2A4 with ATGMs, like the Conquerors and so on. So against those, you want to have you want to have the M1A1 because they will survive that first hit. So against Milan 2s and Po2s, it doesn't matter which one you have. So this matchup maybe not as impactful. F4F here, flying around in the rear. Bit risky having this around on its own, but there is enough ground A in the front to protect it. M109, I like this idea from Jacob here. Going in with some early artillery. I would like to see a good amount of artillery from the stealth as well. Not liking the split up of Leo 2A4s. Like, 5th Panzer is a really plobby division, if you want to call it like that. It's the more defined term would be concentration of force that you want to achieve with 5th Panzer. Because you have to micro your Leos. So having them on different parts of the map increases the chances that you get side-shotted. Plus, they are hunter killers because they are so fast. They can run down enemy tanks and so on. So you want to have them combined as a group and then just hunt down enemy M1A1s that just can't run away unless they get support from other units. Because the Leo 2A4 is the faster vehicle. Runs into a problem here, but can run out of it as well. Just needs to go further. It needs to get repaired, and yeah, having a second Leo 2A4 right now, right here, for example, would have allowed to just keep engaging there. Ooh, that Leo needs to run further. It needs to just continue running away. Can it disengage here before the Abrams get another shot off? Yes, it can. Okay, Leo 2A4 stays alive, gets the kill onto a Bradley. Super dangerous situation there for it, though. And yeah, Leo 2A4 in the north also not doing much here on its own. Like, usually how you want to play 5th Panzer is having one flank where you just have an annoying amount of Milan 1 units and Sicherungs and stuff like that sitting around. Though nowadays I would usually use Jägers instead of Sicherungs. Or Heimatschützen, as Sicherungs are really pricey for what they do nowadays. They still have 11 hit points, that is nice, but they don't give you any AT and so on. The extra vision is nice, but I feel like it's a 40-point unit. Like the 35 points before was too cheap, but they don't really feel worth 45 points. Tornado gets clapped there, gets the kill onto all the infantry, but yeah, bringing planes around in these battles with high level of AA coverage on both sides is pretty scary. The BO1 here is a nice addition. I like sprinkling them in a bit. Yeah, gets a nice kill there. Phantom coming in, getting hit, but the HE bomber is doing their job, getting some nice kills here, and the Rolands are all in the south. I actually thought there was some Rolands up north as well, but turns out they're all in the south. The BO needs to disengage here now as the Stingers have caught up to it. And they will most likely find a kill here. Yeah, there we go. Actually running out of ammo just in that moment. If the second one would have missed as well, the BO would have been just fine, but that hasn't been the case. Leo 2A4 here. Trying to engage the M1A1. Now being used against infantry. That's, as I said before, not its perfect role, but it can be used like that. Ooh, Leo 1A5s and 1A1s against Bradleys. Bradley going down. M1A1 going down as well. Push of Jacob here not working out so well just yet. Fireteam Law getting stunned down decently, but still a risky push here with Leos. Just like that, hunting an M1A1. Mutual destruction there between the M1A1 and the Leo 1A5. That's great trade there for the stealth. Getting rid of two M1A1s there like that. Leo 2A4 still alive. Toe Cobra, only shenanigans here right now. That is a bit annoying, but there is a Gepard, so that should be easy to deal with as well. At least pushing it away from your Leo 2A4. And then you can push on forward here. Leo 2A4 smokes off, moves backwards. The speed of that thing is just... I love those. I have to play more with Panzer again, guys. Like, watching this right now just makes me want to play more with Panzer again. Though I played him a lot last patch when the Fuchs Milan's plop was real. That has been nerfed quite heavily since then. I haven't touched it really, but I still think it's a strong division. And there we see more engagements over here. F-15 staying in the rear. No tanks left in the north right now for Jacob. Another one coming in though. And the counter push of the stealth is not really happening yet. So it should be there in time. The Hirung's trying to move forward. The Mata ones could be helpful. There's also like really literally no AT outside of the Toe Cobra here. So obviously not something that the stealth knows, but these units could go absolutely ham right now. Just running all of this over. Stinger going down. Sniper's most likely gonna be next. Cobra needs some reload. M1A1 pushing forward. Leo 2A4, 2 Martyrs, and a Leo 1A1 and a 1A5. outnumbered this quite heavily though. Leo 2A4 in the south, not repaired yet. Milan 2 there, trying to help out. Sniper going down. Leo 1A1 disengaging Milan 2 with a great hit against the M1A1. And Jacob is in trouble. Like, some good early trades, but now the push into the zone really a bit overeager. Didn't really work out, and it's a bit of a problematic situation now. This defense now needs to go well. Okay, 2 martyr kills at the beginning. That's nice. Toe Cobra on the other side, though. Running low on hit points. Leo 1A1 kill before the Leo 2A4 and the Leo 1A5 can engage. The Leo 2A4 should absolutely come out here right now. Leo 1A5 shouldn't engage this on his own at all. Yeah, smokes off now. We see Gepard now engaging infantry. That's not where you want to use it. The counter push of stealth, kind of just as uncoordinated as the push we just saw from the Leo 2A4 not coming into this fight is a major mistake. It finally starts moving. Well, it's another Fuchs Milan. This M1A1 already really racking up the kills. Coming around, and another one coming around, and then the power balance here shifts heavily. As then it will be in favor of Jacob with 2 M1A1s here. Especially after those earlier kills. So this is a problem. As Stealth seems to be committed now, but was a bit slow and might just lose everything in this push, just like we saw before. Leo 2A4 got a good hit there onto the M1A1, but didn't quite find the kill. Martyr around here, helping out with fire support. Engineered Dragons under fire. M1A1 trying to push in. 2A4 disengaging. 2A3 coming up. More M1A1s. Leo 1A1s coming up. And another M1A1 on the other side as well, though. The Phantoms flying in as well. We have a roll on 3 now. 2 roll on 3s actually. So these Phantoms might not have the best of days. Gepard went down here, it seems. But I think it got picked off by a dragon. But the Rolands at least get 1 kill. Leo 1A5 going down as well, though. So the Leo 2A3s and 2A4 are on their own here. The trades getting a bit better again here for the stealth. Still not great, though. Ooh, Wild Weasel coming in again. Getting a hit on one of the Rolands. Can the Roland retaliate? No, it can't. So good kill there for Jacob as well. M1A1 finally goes down up north. Leo 2A3 still unharmed. But we have soon 2 M1A1s here once more. We have an Ito coming up as well. So this push into the town still not going to be easy. Infantry starts to run low here though for the 3rd US. Really showing that this division has a lot of expensive stuff coming up. And yeah, Jacob holding on decently now with the M1A1s. M1A2 under fire. Leo 2A3 gets killed off here by the M1A1. Next kill here for the M1A1 on the Martyr. Leo 1A1 in the south goes down. Another Martyr goes down. And blue is bleeding units like there is no tomorrow right now. That might get problematic real quickly here. As the combined arms is starting to collapse. Another Leo 1A1. These Itos, really good addition. Really good thinking. More engineered dragons coming up. Especially Leo 1A1s. Really vulnerable to them. We have 3 Leo 2A3s. Or 2 Leo 2A3s, 1 Leo 2A4 now again. So the tank balance once more shifting. But the support situation here is still pretty decent for Jacob. The double M109s currently not firing, but they have been used decently throughout the game so far. M1A1 now pushing up in the south. Fireteam Law could really help out with this engagement. Yeah, the Leo 2A4 gets annihilated there. No support for it, and Leo 2A4 is not a tank that you want to use without support. Goes down there. Immediately shifts the power balance completely into favor of Jacob here in the south. And this is a problematic situation now for the stealth. Needs to stop the aggression here for a bit again. The Ito might go down at least. There we go, 1 supply truck going down as well. And 1A1 pushed back a bit. pushing for some M1A1 to the north. If you could get the kill there, that would be nice, but the cohesion of the blue forces is completely gone. And Stealth is in trouble. Fuchs Milan going down in the south as well. That's always the risky thing with tank versus tank division battles. The combined arms that you need is really expensive, and if you start taking losses like another Leo 23 going down in the north, replacing them is such a tough thing, and the potential snowballs are also so scary that these games here, this is a big trouble. Stealth, realizing that the south can't be holding right now, and instead of bleeding more units in there, wisely, I think, evacuates the zone, though needs to really find a footing now. F4F trying to come around, trying to find a kill. Only not finding anything just yet. Chaparral coming in, finds a hit on the F4F. Not able to find a kill though on the end there. BO 105. Rotating around here. Hasn't found the kill just yet. And Jacob is on the +2 now. Starts to get the real take in. Bradley's on the way as well. Chaparral gets a kill on another BO 105 here. And Stealth hard pressed now to find some good engagements. And 109s will raise the pressure potentially once more as the units here moved out of the circle a bit. Cobras could be repaired. And yeah, Jacob needs to get some more infantry in here now. Leo 2A4 and 1A5 being brought in the south. I'm not sure of a counterattack in here. Well, I guess a push in the north, not really an option either. But maybe leaving it at the +2 for now and trying to do something with artillery and getting a superiority in some way here would be the better way for the stealth, though it's not an easy position to play from for sure. And 109's now coming in here, pushing the Leo 2A3 forward. Martyrs and Leos trying their best. And 1A1s and Bradleys. We have an Apache on the battlefield now as well. AA is down to one Roland here, another Roland coming up. No Gepards around anymore. Well, Jacob slowly will push through the town. Didn't see what we saw here with the major evacuation, so has to be a bit more careful by taking this town. But the +2 is real, 154 points. That is victory territory already. And yeah, Stealth will need to find a way to stop that and to reverse the whole situation here. Jäger Panzerfaust trying to come up north, and yeah, Two Lakes is a hard map to push. Even the top level players really struggle, and yeah, this is once more a show of experience here on both sides. They have good setups in combined arms, but just are a slight bit off there, but still they have the right ideas here. Like as I said, I can't stress it enough. I like the evacuation here of the south. The engagements prior were a bit mediocre here by the stealth, but that decision making keeps him in the game, even though it costs him some points now. But he has the support now to potentially set up a new tank ball down here, or switch up north, though these engagements here once more not going so well. And we're getting closer and closer to like an unbreakable third US, because there's just nothing dying there on the third US side, and that is a troublesome situation. Leo 2A4 here under fire by artillery now as well. Might allow the M1A1 to come in for this super kill here. It's not at full hit points. Oh, Leo 2A4 might just outright die though. It should be safe now. Yeah, but down to 2 hit points. Will need a lot of repairs, and this game is not looking great here now for the stealth. It seems like Jacob is on a good way here to get a score on the board after all. Whilst we see more M150s coming around here. Bradley coming in for the Roland. And the Leo 1A5 support here lacking a good bit. That's the artillery keeps on doing its job as well. Aiming for the Leo 1A5 now. supply helicopter here coming up. Black Hawk coming in to repair the M1A1 resupplying units here. Bradley's really scary for anything tank as well. And there is a lack of fire support here for the stealth to do pushes into such heavily fortified positions. Like, you need artillery, you need bombers if possible, though on this map it's always a bit harder. Like, usually it's artillery that allows you to break positions on this map with both smoke thanks to mortars and also like, yeah, breaking positions like this here with the M109, taking out enemy ATGM positions, forcing enemies to move out of strong points. Now we see the big push here up north by the stealth, but Martyr Milan's going down. Roland gets the kill there onto the Toe Cobra, though a lot of units already going down. Bradley's sitting on the side here as well. And +2 for Jacob. Still real. Leo 2A4 sitting in there. Bradley holding the ground against the Grenadiers. 1A1 come around. Trying to get some kills. Leo 2A4 over here coming in as well. Engineered Dragons. Trying to get some damage in. A4 doing some damage. Edgy coming around now as well. Bradley sitting in the south. Yeah, this is a really strong fortress now. +2 for Jacob here. Continues going on. M1A1HA coming up now as well. So it's getting even more unlikely. As, yeah, breaking through an HA is going to be really tough, and this game seems to be rather decided by now. BO1 of 5 could rotate around a bit. We have a Bradley here sitting in as well. A3 coming up north. Slowly rolling towards the engineers. I think we will see one last hurrah here out of stealth, and then the game will be over. As, yeah, we see now some artillery, but that is way too late. Like, and it's also the weaker artillery because it can be counter-batteried easier. He's one of 155mm Feldhaubitze. It's great artillery actually, like cost efficiency wise, great rate of fire, really strong units, but this late they won't do that much. On the other side we have a hell of a lot of stingers coming in here to just prevent any potential helicopter and especially bomber shenanigans from existing, and F-15s in the rear and so on as well. So yeah, the stealth hasn't quite realized it yet, so is still playing on here, but this game is basically over here. So it would need some massive slip-ups here from Jacob. Not just this insane play from the stealth, but also some massive slip-ups at this point from Jacob to turn this game around. Not completely impossible, but it's getting close. You see artillery flying in the north, setting in up the smoke, and yeah, there we see the big charge coming in. That's the plan. 700 points advantage here as well, so you really need to start to get a tick here as the stealth as well. It's just not just one town, but actually breaking through here. And all of that in 11 minutes is tough to achieve. especially on a rather claustrophobic map like Two Lakes. My least favorite of the ranked maps, so it is a nice, like, simple map. I wish it would have one more zone somewhere. Um, so it had some interesting matches lately as well, with a bit more play around Oscar. We had some charges through the open fields as well, but yeah, mostly it's what we see here right now, with one side having both cities at some point, and then it's just this kind of stalemate situation. Hope we will get more 1v1 maps in the near future, so we can start rotating maybe some of the older ones like Two Lakes out for a while, then maybe come back to them later, and then pick on bans or like at least vetoes for ranked maps would be the absolute dream. Like if Eugen could make that happen at some point, that would be so freaking amazing. But I'm not holding my breath for that, though. That we have a ranked map rotation at all is already a great improvement over Steel Division. That we have ranked seasons, though even though they are still not quite that amazingly defined. Might have to have a talk with the brothers again to figure out what exactly they plan to do with that. How long the season lasts and so on. They didn't really tell us at the beginning of the 1.0 launch when they talked about this system being implemented. The ranked ladder pool rotation of maps has already been great, and a big improvement over Steel Division, where we just have every 1v1 map in there, which makes it really hard for new players, and also means that you have a lot of trash maps in 1v1 ranked, which isn't the case here. Like, this is my least favorite ranked map. It still is far away from being my least favorite WARNO map. So, plus they also improve on these kind of maps constantly, which is a nice thing to do as well. Ultis Führer here, yeah, got into the zone here for another second, but gets pushed out. M109s keep on rotating around. And there we go. The render from the stealth now. And we see a clear victory here for Jacob in game 3. After he switched away from the super aggressive plays, we'll see if he sticks with that in game number 4 as well. Sticking with a bit more standard, a bit more normal divisions, as I feel like he has really good micro. Really solid micro there in those games so far. And yeah, if he doesn't have to just win in the early game, that felt really solid here. So quick break, and then we'll see how it will go in game number 4. Once more, shout out to Match Reno for all of you who want to help out with these events and support them a bit. Yeah, the prize pool by now is already pretty nice, but we still have a couple of stretch goals to go, including one 6-hour plus paint stream for me. If we reach the $600 mark, then I will go into a paint stream with only playing Berliner Gruppierung on stream in ranked, and going for at least 6 hours, more for each subscription at that point. And yeah, also, if you have a Twitch Prime laying around, maybe consider leaving it here. And yeah, we're gonna go into a short break, then we're gonna be back with game number 4.
Just let you go. Turn around, turn around, turn around again. Laugh at yourself. It's not half as bad as you thought it was. It's not an epic that you live. We can dress it up in red if that's how you want it. But you better get out tonight. We'll still hold you back from the edge. Don't watch this.
So here we go. Game number 4. We have a series at hand. Stealth still leading 2-0, still 2-1, still with another match ball. But on the right side, we have Jacob with a point on the board now. He can even it out with a victory here on Mount River. And it's an interesting matchup. 11th ACAF here once more for the Stealth, whilst Jacob brings around 27th guards. And that division has performed quite nicely in League lately. And on this map, I feel like 27th is a really solid pick. Like 27th and 6th Moto have surprisingly strong records here on this map. And it's gonna be really interesting. Spetsnaz, Madredka coming up north, somewhere in the middle. See some more quick fixes here moving around. We have some quick fixes here coming around as well. Another dragon coming to the south. Spetsnaz moving in here. The song in the break is "Good" by Memphis, the last one from Daniel Perillo. I'm using Pretzel Rocks, which is a free, like a copyright-free streaming service, which like I bought the premium for, so that I can use those in the stream, and the creators of the songs get some revenue, but I don't get copyright claims and stuff. So yeah, royalty free more than copyright free, I guess. Which is, yeah, it's a super weird field to maneuver, but it works pretty well with these guys, Pretzels, so far. Have tried a couple of others in the past, and it always kind of didn't work out. Eugen is still struggling with their in-game soundtrack as well, and their copyright-free button thing. So yeah, I'm happy Pretzels works, and yeah, I found some new tools in Streamlabs OBS as well, which makes it easier to separate sound, like the different sounds from different programs. So I can use that now easier as well. Yeah, all possible thanks to your support, guys. That is what pays for that Pretzels Rocks and so on. So yeah, thanks for all the support. And yeah, let's see how this game here goes now, as it seems to be an air opener here from the Stealth. Is it Stealth cheesing now? We have a UH-60. We have two quick fixes, a Bradley, and a Blackhawk so far on the battlefield, but that looks like an air opener. That looks like a cheesy A10 opener or something. On the other side, no AA on the battlefield yet. No, there's just no AA here. What? You play against 11th ACAV and you don't take any AA? This is risky behavior. Don't do this at home, people. Don't do this at home. There's not a single AA piece here. And we have two A10s on the battlefield. Oh no. This might end as a tragedy of the maximum scale here. Let's see how quick Jacob is in reacting here. If he maybe has a fighter in the background and can buy two more with the first take or something. Don't think so though. The BMP3s could potentially shoot down the quick fix. That could really help. Like the BTR-80s and BMP3s could potentially find some kills there if Stealth isn't careful, but chances are they won't. And then the quick fix allows the A10s here to go really ham. Yeah, good unload there, though the A10 still might be able to find that. Okay, MiG-29 comes in. F-16 not around. MiG-29 gets both A10s to go home. That is big. That is really, really big. F-16 is a bit too far behind. The A10s don't die, so they will be back eventually. But, I mean, there's nothing on the battlefield here for the Stealth. So, yeah, that MiG-29 that also makes it out alive was massive here. So the A10s didn't get any big kills here. This is really helpful. Bradley coming around. One BMP3 still gets killed off by the Bradley here with units still inside. The second one doesn't see it still. Oh no, both BMP3s go down. Conquerors finally sees it, but Smoke comes out. Ooh, this might have saved the stealth here. As yeah, that units on the board are basically non-existent, but at least the south and the center will get to hold on for a bit longer. We see the dragons coming around. This might be pretty big. Like, yeah, this the triple Bradley reinforcements here. The stealth is like infantry. What is that? I have never heard of that concept. Uh, Meanwhile, UH trying to rotate north, trying to capture that zone after its brethren got killed up there. F-16 still in the skies. Mech Rifle versus Petradvedka. Mech Rifles without veteran team. That's why this fight is not going so hot. That is a mistake. The Dragon MR13 here can help out with a 50 cal in a second though, and that should even the odds a bit with the Petradvedka now trying to disengage. Actually not, trying to find an AT range. Yeah, the Bradley ball coming in. Light tracks on both sides as well. MR13 tries to find an angle. Yeah. And we have a Bradley killed up north. Quick fix, rotating around. The Eagle spam is real. Jacob, yeah, wants to get some AA here onto the battlefield. Wants to get some infantry in there as well. Still going up to a +2 here, most likely in the split second. LGB coming around once more, getting another kill here. So yeah, the stealth with the real air spam here. But it didn't work out at the beginning. And yeah, that is giving Jacob a real chance here now. Those A10s not finding any real kills early on. The Bradley at least. Yeah, if the BMP3s could have, and the infantry would have gotten in here, I think it might have been close to GG there. With that, we just have a really weird game at hand. And it is weird because this is one of the narrowest maps, and it feels like this map should always play same. But we somehow have so many different games on this map yet. And we had so many different strategies by now on Mount River, which is pretty impressive and really cool to see. Like, obviously, there are some meta focuses, but even Lima and Oscar are somewhat pushable. And if you control this area, you can give up X-Ray for a while, and the other way around. And so the gameplay is pretty interesting. Bravo and India are still close enough that you can push sometimes for them. I just wish there would be like just a slight bit further forward, like India up here and this one up here or so. But in general, it plays more varied than I would have expected when I first saw this map. And I'm really happy that it does. Bradley here needs to smoke. Yep, needs to disengage. We finally see some infantry. The concept has been developed by Stealth's research teams. The infantry has been unlocked. I'm coming in here now with engineered dragons. But yeah, this is going to be a weird game. +1 still for stealth. Tunguska pushing up. MP2 sitting around up north. The stealth really going for the shenanigans. Like it was. It's also cool that we see this much variety from both players in those games here. Like the first two games, it was Jacob with the aggression. Now it is the stealth with just an absolute curveball. Might also be just the play of like being exhausted after already playing 3 games beforehand and just not quite feeling playing another long game. Ooh, BMP3 versus Bradley. BMP3 with the success there, yeah. That's the usual way how it goes on these ranges. BMP3 has the faster ATGM and has the better frontal armor as well, so the autocannon of it makes more damage. And then we have a Black Hawk here now coming in. Yeah, Cav trying to get to the front line here. Bradley sitting around. This is a bit too early for such. Well, I guess better now than later when there's even more units on the battlefield. And yeah, let's see if the UH-60 can get in there. Tunguska on the defense. Could try to find the kill there though. Although, like, just luckily find the kill. Yeah, the UH just took the wrong moment here for its shenanigans. And the Tunguska most likely gonna light it up a bit more in a second. Can it actually land? I thought, no, BTR is here as well. There we go. Gets lit up, gets killed. They have some LGB F-16s coming around here in the sky though. Those could find some value. AA defense on the right side pretty low, so if something gets spotted here, that could be easy kills. Double infantry in the building is a good target as well. AA on the front line not that strong yet. E-Glass will get some shots out, but no hits there, and the LGB finds the kill. Ooh, F-16 here for the deep dive. That's not a good idea. Tunguskas and E-Glass are around. Oh, with lucky times so far. MiG-29 on the other side coming around for the hunt. I love this camo. MiG-29 is also in general just a beautiful plane. F-16 trades with the MiG-29. That's a fair trade for both sides. A-10 coming in for the kill on the ground. What is it aiming for? Oh, it's aiming for the helicopter. That's not gonna work out at all. Yeah. It falls apart into thousands of pieces there. A-10's just completely obliterated. That was a misplay. Second A-10 should get the hell out of there. And yeah, that's the issue when you start with air on this map. It gets locked down relatively quickly. Like, because of its narrowness, the air tap, the air part gets locked down quite quickly. It is pretty powerful the first 2-3 minutes, but if you invest too much into it, it is starting to get problematic. Yeah, we see the Bradley CV trying to get in here. Still a Bradley believer. Stealth here. Bradley will get into the zone with its brother in here, the Recon 1. And will start controlling the zone. BMP3 finds the kill though. Bradley should be able to retaliate. No, both go down! Oh, and the Engineer Dragons don't find the kill either because they're super stunned down by the Sprut, the big AT gun here. Oh, what the... This is a hero BMP3 right here. Oh, this is so devastating for stealth. Losing 2 of them to a single BMP3 there. BMP3 superiority there. Really showing why it is 90 points nowadays. The Modradvedka being killed off by the LGB at least. That is still some successes there, but this is painful for the stealth. Obviously, Bradley better against heavy tanks that has way higher damage on its ATGM. Meanwhile, we see some BTR versus M113 fight here. The shitbox has a dragon, so BTR has to be careful, but Medi's helping out, getting some ATGMs towards the M113. 13 in trouble. And there we go. Blows up into smithereens. Another CV Bradley trying to come around here. Plenty put a reach keep. A10 trying to come in. Ooh. Bradley gets out alive. Disengages now. Continues firing against the parry. F-16 coming in as well. We have some fire here from the BMP-3 on long range against the airborne. Bradley trying to help out from the side. Conqueror's M though will one-shot it. The high-level Soviet ATGM here. Gets lit up by the Bradley, but the Bradley still gets killed off before it can find the kill, and this is a troublesome situation now for the stealth in the center. Needs to find some kills against the BMP-3s here. Needs to kill the Conquerors somehow as well. Situation not great. LGB should be retreated. It is wasting a lot of time here, not being reloaded. And these LGBs are a super valuable asset. The most valuable asset most likely in Stealth's arsenal right now, so that is a problem. And yeah, we see some more hits here. Also, by the way, thanks for the follow on my Salmon. and Adam 9V Sizzling and Bale Overnight and Elat Nataf. Thanks for all the new follows today, guys. Stream's really going well in that regard. Good to see that we get new people in here. Hey! Cactus Shaver. Nice to have you here as well. Engineer Dragon pushing forward. Conquerors M and Motostrelkis on the other side. More units here rotating towards the center. And here we have an M1A1 and a M200, M728 here coming in. The H47 flying in as well. The Unimog of that is nice, but can it really help holding back the middle? MiG-23 and MiG-29 there with great success against the F-16. The LGB being forgotten here is just such a major mistake. By now its reload time will take forever because it's stuck around for so long here. Like basically every second you stay on the battlefield costs you 2 seconds, because it's a second that you could already start reloading, plus it prolongs the reload time. So this is really punishing if you do something like that with your planes, especially when you're the one that has to rely so heavily on planes, as Stealth will have to do here for the upcoming future at least. Odlini Podechki here with RPG-29 against the M1A1. Find the side shot. This is devastating news, and the situation here is deteriorating quickly for the Stealth. MiG-23 still in the skies. CV in form of the BMP-2K moving forward. Coming into the middle zone. We have an iHawk on battlefield, but little support in front of it. Engineer Dragons most likely gonna go down soon. The Cav and the M1A1 rotating around, but the losses lately just have been quite high. We have the quadruple Nonna that can deal with any kind of entrenched position real quick as well. Really strong, quick and mobile artillery here. Whilst in south we have a Bradley and an M1A1, but that won't change the outcome on its own. The Odleni Podechki being under fire by the Cav. Good disengagement here from Jacob. Really having this game now under control. +4 is real. That is a quick tick. And we have another A10 attempt here, but the AA network on the other side, I don't think it allows for this. A bit more AA in the center maybe would be nice. We have the first TADBV. Oh no, the Cav moved forward and it gets completely shredded by the BMPs. BMP3s and BMP2s there, completely taking it apart. A10 runs into the Igla forest and Tunguska forest instead of the area where there's maybe a bit less AA, and goes down as well. And we have a GG here, and we have game number 5 once more at hand here. Another series making it all the way. Jacob with a clean victory here in game 4, and the momentum now on the side. Three victories is what people need to get the victory here in these best of 5 matches. And it comes down to that game number 5 to decide who will take it in the end, the Stealth or Jacob. The Stealth might have to go back to the more clean plays from the first 2 games. And we will see how this all will go out here. Really, really strong show by both. And yeah, let's see who has more stamina, who can get it through here in the final game. And yeah, short break, then we're going to be back. Game number 5. So don't go anywhere. Hey, the H Social one. Thanks for the follow as well there. Glad you enjoy these games as well. So here we go into the decider game. Game number 5 here. And we have on the right side Jacob back on the 4th. The division that didn't quite work out in the first game. While Stealth is once more going back to the Germans. Still the second Panzer Grenadier this time, which has a bit more for deploy. As the map is quite different than Vertigo and Airport, which we saw with really open grounds. This map still has some open areas to offer, but it also has a lot of shenanigans to offer, as we are on the lovely Black Forest, which has lost a good amount of forest since we first saw it around, which is a good change. First we saw some roads added up north, and then we saw more and more deforestation. This lodging camp here really has worked 24/7 to get us a better battlefield here, and we have to be thankful there. Also, yeah, shout out to the map department at Eugen for trying to improve their maps bit by bit, and really having done a big improvement since we first saw Black Forest with the full broccoli that was this hill. Constantly listening to feedback, bit by bit improving. Obviously, there's still things that you could improve even on this map, I would say, and things to criticize, but they really have done so much better than in Steel Division, and the map maker and so on will be the crowning achievement, the cherry on top of it all once that has come around. Can't wait for that. Until then, we will be happy with the maps we got, and let's see what we can get here on Black Forest. On the left side in blue, good amount of forward deployment here from the Stealth. Leo 1A1 coming around as well. And on the other side, also only forward deployment. East German versus just West German Fallschirmjägers here in the starter. The West German ones being the weaker ones in the infantry fights, as they don't have special forces. Special forces of the West Germans are a bit more limited so far in the game. We only have the Special Force B1 company, whilst these are more division level Fallschirmjägers, so they are shock. They have shock training here. They're still strong forces, but they're not quite the special forces that the Fallschirmjägers, the low numbers of Fallschirmjägers in the East German army represented in the NVA. Has, yeah, the Fallschirmjäger medics here with a good amount of weapon loadouts here really are insanely strong in mid-range fights as infantry. And they have the shock trait to help out in CQC as well. And they also have more forces like that. Yeah, the Fallschirmjägers here, then the Fallschirmjäger Einsatzgruppe, or really with a strong infantry tab, but will struggle against Leos, especially the Leo 2s. Will have to be careful of the artillery as well, and the air fight, I feel like second has the advantage there as well, plus the Mehrzweckwaffe is around as well, so any unit concentration of too much infantry could just be magic dusted away with the tornado, with the cluster, the anti-infantry Mehrzweckwaffe cluster. So let's see how this one goes. I'm really excited, and yeah, both players here playing for the spot in the grand final of Division 4, and both already secured for Division 3. Will be a good addition there, and we'll both, I think, see a lot more of these two guys in future league seasons. They sure have shown great prowess so far. Let's see what they can do here now. air fight. MiG-21 loses against the fantastic F-16, the Belgian F-16, which has relatively weak missiles, but they do 4 damage, which against the MiG-21, 2 hits are enough to get the kill. Against other planes with 10 hit points, you would need 3 hits. But they are really still rather cheap. They have quick speed, and having those double fire missiles is a nice thing to have. Both F-16s here might be pulled out now, but they stop this Hind from getting any further as well. Good micro there from Jacob, keeping it alive though, as that could be pretty helpful later on. ATGM's coming on himself, touching a Medis, trying to go somewhat deep, though there's a Milan 2 there. 2 Milan 2s actually, so Baltimore should unload early if they want to stay alive. As otherwise they're most likely gonna get hit. Fallschirmjäger of the West Germans get the kill, get the hit. Yeah, first unfortunate loss there for Jacob. Gets the BO at least with the Strela, but losing this unit here in that engagement is pretty painful. Those Medis units are quite important, especially with the current range they still have. SPW coming around in the north, and yeah, which division do you guys favor here in this matchup? Or for second, which division would you feel more comfortable, chat, if you would have to play with these decks? MiG-21 HE Bis coming around, trying to go for the kill. Should be successful. Units not moving out. Oh, what? They actually dropped short. That's a not often seen failure by a MiG-21 Bis. We see an F-16 coming around on the other side. Patrolling the skies again. 16 always looking slick. A bit too slick for my liking, but still a nice looking plane. Ultimega Führer coming up to the front line here as well. Whilst we see a 100mm pack gun going onto the battlefield. Set up for a bit of shenanigans. As we have the SPW 40P2 moving around in the north, trying to find some ground. And yeah, I should be able to cast all semifinals and of all divisions, at least over the upcoming weeks. Like, we might not quite cover them when they are around, but I will try to cover, especially after Division 1 is through on the weekend. We should have more time next week for all the Division 2 and Division 3 and Division 4 games that we still might miss. So we covered a good amount of them already. And yeah, Fallschirmjäger moving forward here. SPW moving around. BO 105 flying in here. 16 sitting around the rear. Fallschirmjäger Medis chilling out. So no aggression here from 4th really going on right now. Just see that SPW going into a rather aggressive position. Realizing that the northern route is open, we might be seeing more shenanigans going through there. Like, you could just send a couple of annoying BTR infantry units and so on there. It's especially effective against 2nd Panzer Grenadier because they don't have any attack helicopter. Because usually, like, if you do something like that, there comes a Cobra, there comes a Hind, there comes maybe even some Gazelle rockets or Gazelle cannons. But none of those units available for 2nd Panzer Grenadier, so they would have to hunt you down with either vehicles or with like some recon helicopters with some planes, which all is a lot of investment, a lot of stress. So backline shenanigans, especially effective against the 2 German divisions. 5th Panzer, since the loss of its couple of Apache rockets, is vulnerable there once more as well, which has been a while back by now. So was a good decision to remove them. I think 5th Panzer still has a clean ID, and the differentiation between 5th and 2nd nowadays is somewhat decent as well. Obviously, both still mechanized forces of the Germans, but with the differences in Leos and infantry and air taps, they are decently developed by now. Oh god, gets destroyed there. Sprang Tower has to be careful in the south again. Ooh, another good AT kill here for stealth. This is big. Jacob losing another important unit there. Handelsgruppe and Sprang Tower in the center. Start to find some good spots to chill out from. Mod of Clever moving around. Spella 10M3. 10M. Moving around here. The root of wooden area. And the setup there is pretty clean, but any push into the Foxtrot or the Alpha Zone won't be easy here at all for Jacob. F-16 gets shot out of the sky by the Strellas. Mi-24D rotating around in the south. Trying to get a kill against the Fallschirmjäger Aufklärer. Finally finds them. They will go down here. At least taking some revenge. There is no AA here. Relying on F-16 so far. Ooh, yeah, nice first capture here. 113 ammunition being stolen here by the SPW. That can be nice. Trucks driving by could be killed off as well. Any tank or so obviously would be a bit more problematic. I have the first couple of artillery pieces from the stealth. This time coming a good bit earlier than on Two Lakes. No artillery on the others. As I said that, we have 152mm Selbstfallerfette here as well. Soviet Akazia in the service of the NVA. Good artillery piece as well. And that means we soon will see some strong positions under fire. Yeah, first one here being shot at. The M110 actually has been around a couple of times for a while now. Already fired a couple of salvos. Odd looking big gun as well. And yeah, slow game so far. Ooh, Milan 2 with an important hit here. E55 AM2 being damaged. The modernized E55 variant. Trying to get a kill onto the Milan 2. Should be able to. As they try to run away. Leo 1A1 would lose. Oh, but the second Milan 2 might be able to retaliate. That's, yeah, gets the kill there. That's a good trade here. The Milan 2 not super cheap, but still cheaper than the E55. And that's a nice dent into the forces here of Jacob. Oh, as I said, I don't think Jacob is in a position to push anywhere anytime soon anyways. Infantry in the south just a bit too low. If the two infantry units that got killed in transport would be around here right now, there might be a bit of a play, but they aren't, and that makes the position here a good bit tougher. I would like to see some ARM-70s coming around eventually. The M113 being moved away there. More Fallschirmjäger Einsatztruppe. Both sides here investing into more infantry. So the armored units becoming more and more numerous here for the stealth as well. Fallschirmjäger Aufklärer, Jäger Aufklärer, Fagott being under fire. Hey, just your average player. Thanks for the feedback. I'm glad you enjoyed. And welcome to the channel. You will be able to watch the rest of the replay if you want to catch up with it on YouTube. Yes, we're streaming it there as well, and you will find it there under the live category, where you can also more easily than on Twitch watch the VOD. Twitch VOD is still the biggest weakness of Twitch. It's the live experience is still a lot better on Twitch, so I'm currently trying to get the best of both worlds, since Twitch does allow for multi-streaming finally. Yeah, Fallschirmjägers here on the fire. So that might be a kill. And yeah, thanks for all the new followers, and yeah, for all of you on YouTube. If you like the live Twitch experience more, consider coming around there. Want to use the channel points, want to use the bets and so on in future games. And for all of you who on Twitch, if you want to see VODs of past casts, especially the ones that are more than 2 weeks ago, yeah, you can find all of those on YouTube in the live category there. YouTube does the archiving part especially really well. And wire 10s and 155mm here. Going 40 kills. Will we see some countermeasure? No. The 152mm also going for more kills. Both sides here now really setting up artillery parks. And I got still sitting around here. Alchemaker moving forward. Modov Clever moving in there as well. Good hits against the Panzer Grenadier. Finds the kill. And we still have a real heavy stalemate here. Jaguars coming in here, which is a bit overkill in my eyes. Not sure you really need them in this matchup. But hey, they will destroy anything they hit. T-55 M2s rolling up a bit more in numbers as well. We have a big smoke mortar setup as well. That most likely is going to be a setup for the south. I don't think there's enough around here to really push up north. Deep 80 GMs here being spammed by Jacob. Trying to find some kill, not finding it just yet though. Whilst Modov Clever and Faltermaker SMG still hold the north here. Still standing strong. Faltermaker under fire, taking some real damage. Good evacuation there from stealth, both sides here, with decent anti-artillery micro as well. No counter berries or anything like that though, when the SPW was in trouble. Yeah, unfortunately for it, no trucks moving by. So the only thing it got was that M113. Gets shot, gets killed now. And nothing else done with that by Jacob. That for sure was a mistake. Would have played that a bit better. Meanwhile, M110 and 155mm artilleries coming in for the Spreng Tower as well. Have the Honkers rolling in here as a bit of a better ATGM. But I like this setup, the slow pace game a lot more for the second Panzer Grenadier. Like Jacob in this game and the fourth Moto game, just a bit too passive for my liking. Obviously took a couple of annoying casualties early on, but still you always kind of want to keep the pressure up with fourth Moto. Keep on trading because your combined arms is solid and it is cheap, but it doesn't really level up from the first level of combined arms, which is nice to have against divisions like 82nd or so, or 11th. In those matchups you can be the defensive and slower side, but against divisions like the 2nd Panzer Grenadier, which has the better Leos, which has the better IFVs, the better artillery, potentially, you want to be a bit more aggressive because you want to keep up the pressure, I feel like. So 2nd Panzer Grenadier also a really solid deck division at the moment. Mortars coming in here again. Trying to deal some damage. Good smoking coming up. 110 and 155mm. Starting to retaliate here again. Flying towards the Jaguar. Not finding the kill there though. 110. Coming in with the retaliation. Good kill there. 152mm. Now trying to get the counter battery in. The MR10 didn't move at all. This could work out. 24 minutes remaining. 72 points to 0 so far. Slow Black Forest map. By the way, we also talk about the stats of the WARNO League in next weekend's finals. Next to with talking about the future of upcoming tournaments and so on as well. So yeah, be around there for the WARNO League Grand Finals, being starting at 3 p.m. CEST, which is GMT +2, like Central European summertime. 3 p.m. Next Sunday, next Saturday on the 3rd, with Yukipo versus Birthex there being the finalists. And yeah, we're gonna have a good bit of action around that as well. So if you want to see that live, mark it in your calendar, bring your friends, your girlfriends, your wives, your kids to the show as well, and show them the lovely high-level gameplay of WARNO. As I think that final will be an absolute blast. Yukipo and Perfect was a fantastic series in the group stage. It's a kind of cool storyline that they play against each other once more, especially as Perfect had the upset there back in the day, with Yukipo still, I feel like, somewhat being the favorite, just out of the performance in the Super Tournament and also on the ladder. But Perfect has been dark horsing his way really well through the tournament so far, so it's... And yeah, based on the tournament record, he is the cleaner one so far, so might be... should be a really close one. Yeah, finals will be a live cast. SPW60PU moving forward with interviews with the players and so on as well, so yeah, will be the full-on show. E55 AM2 being hit here. Tralas coming around. Jaguar trying to get some shot in as well. Smoke coming around here. Watchitz SVD getting overwhelmed by the Jaegers and the Panzer Grenadiers. Yeah, we might start a bit earlier than 3 p.m. on Saturday, because we're most likely going to cast a third place match beforehand as well. So yeah, if you don't want to miss that, like, yeah, it's got to be a lot of action there. More information about all of this on the Discord as well. E55 AM2 going down, but the SPW gets the capture here with the smoke play. Jacob on a +2. There's currently no CV around there in the south, so Jacob actually might go up in points here. Yeah, we don't see any shenanigans play here lately. We just see a lot of artillery. We see a big infantry push here from the stealth, which might work out. Maker moving forward. Well, it's a good way to break a stalemate like this, and I don't think it's that cheesy. Like, with the zones that we have nowadays, I don't think it's... And the smoke not holding out for forever. I don't think it's insanely cheesy anymore. But yeah, good play there from Jacob, getting the capture point, getting the tick now. Artillery was already set up for it, though it's not necessary anymore. Both artillery pieces here actually won't hit anything. MiG-23 not finding the hit. Gets killed off by the tornado on the way out. Ground-based AA here relatively limited for Jacob. MiG-29 tries to get the kill, but not able to do so. Tornado there really paying off. 155mm artillery coming in over here, dealing some damage. Ooh, MiG-29 being hit, being pushed out. And the +2 does continue here for Jacob though. So Jacob actually takes the point advantage, meaning that the stealth is the one that will need to push back in the later stages of the game and need to get a tick online again, as Jacob's point lead about to reach 100 point here. Ultramega SMG and Mod Aufklärer positioning a bit outside of the northern zone, making it a bit more uncomfortable to push in there. Though I kinda doubt that we will see much play from the stealth up there, unless it is with a late game all-in push. The F4F here with a decent hit. AA, really lackluster here for Jacob so far. There we go. Finally, some of these Strela 10Ms. Not the best AA, but no seed. Yeah, a lot of Eagler coming around as well. Can't be hit by seed, so I think that's the reasoning here after seeing the seed planes of stealth already out. And stealth seed micro not always being the easiest against those tornadoes. So especially if you don't have the top level micro yet, you might want to go for non-radar AA instead and just rely on pure mass. Meanwhile, artillery coming in here once more. 155mm coming in for the Fagot ATGM down there, getting the kill. CV comes in again. Jacob 200 points up. That's a nice advantage. That's 2.5 minutes of tick or stealth to even it out again on a +2. So yeah, Jacob on the defense here now. It will take some really successful fights here to get more ticks here for Jacob, or maybe some more of those smoke micro action. As we have now the Leo 2A3s pushing in. Lux Milan getting killed by the Einsatzgruppe with the law. Pioneers pushing forward, Einsatzgruppe being stunned down. Actually finding more hits against the Leo, but not finding the kill. Gepard pushing forwards towards the Hind. Pioneer goes down. But so does the Einsatzgruppe. F-16 and Tornado coming out as well. And the Mi-24D is in danger. MiG-21 BIS has to be kept. Yeah, gets immediately sniped by the Eyehawk. Eyehawk so good against 8 hit point planes, as it just outright one-shots them. F4F coming around for the kill as well. Does miss actually. Seed plane coming in now as well. But we have a lot of Strelas now. And the Tornado immediately goes down. F4F needs to be careful to not stick around for too long. There's a lot of Eagles. Oh, it tries to go for the kill. That's not a good idea. Yeah, F4F HE goes down. Hind in the south still doing the job. We saw a kill on the Gepard here as well. So that is big. I believe the ATGM might have gotten it. Or I guess the T-55s actually. This was some great kills here. In short succession for Jacob. Holding the line nicely. And the engine destroyed on the Leo 2A3 over here. The other one super low as well. If that would have gone down, this would have been super massive. And yeah, they play on single income. They play with the normal ranked settings. F-16 and Tornado coming around here. We have the 155 and the MR10 here firing around. Counter battery against the Leo 2A3 here, which is crippled due to a burning engine. So that should be easily picked off. And the other Leo, yeah, needs to get resupplied. Artillery should be enough to get the kill here, most likely. One more shot coming in. There we go. M113 arrives too late. Good kill for Jacob there. Leo 2A3 numbers really limited in 2nd Panzer Grenadier, and they're a really important breakthrough tool here for that division. The other Leos just not quite having the frontal armor. They can be ambushed by T-55s, they can be ambushed by Conquerors quite easily. So you want to have your higher frontal armor Leo 2A3s doing the lead, and that just didn't quite work out there. So good position here now for Jacob to play on in this defensive gameplay. Taucher under fire. Also, John, awesome news there. Great to see some people using us as replacement for just normal TV, I guess, and sport. So Olympia is a strong competition. Like, I have enjoyed a good bit of Olympia on the weekend as well. Some nice wild water kayaks and stuff like that. That has been really fun as well. T55 AM2B moving forward. Germany finally getting a gold medal in men's swimming competitions after 30 years, or more than 30 years of waiting. T55's moving around. Mutschützen coming in here as well, because the last time we had a good male swimmer, Michael Phelps was just dominating everybody, with Paul Biedermann actually doing well in World Cups, but just never bringing it at Olympia, because Phelps just stole it all away. T55 AM2 here, pushing forwards, but no Phelps around anymore. F4F coming in for the kill on the T55 AM2. Getting the kill there. F4F not able to retaliate. And, ooh, there we go. This is what I was talking about early on, the Mehrzweckwaffe. Trying to get a good infantry plop in front of itself. MiG-21 way too deep there. It can't follow. Yeah, the iHawk setup is really strong here now. Stealth with a strong defensive setup against all of this. Losing a tornado on the other side as well, though. Both sides a bit reckless there with the AA fighters. And yeah, T55 AM2 sitting around there. Yeah, the opening of the Olympics was also on a level like the similar level to London 2012 and Beijing 2008. Like, those were top level Olympic openers as well. 152mm here, looking for a new target. Not having it yet in sight though. Another T55 rolling up. Beautiful gun. Yeah, the seaplanes, the Mehrzweckwaffe is still coming around, but the Igla Forest here is a nice setup here for Jacob. Working out pretty decently. What? It dropped too far forward. Oh, the Mehrzweckwaffe not doing it once more. Failing at its mission. At least getting out alive. But it will have it has a forever reload. Like, it will only come around once or maybe twice more. That's the 152mm. Tries to do some damage here, but slightly off target as well. But Jacob doesn't need to do any aggression anymore. They just need to hold out. Obviously, a couple more points would make that easier, but risking it for any point here would be pretty tough to do now. So, going defensive from here on out, I think, is fine for Jacob. It is the stealth who needs to bring damage. It is possible, absolutely, here. They have a lot of tools on the battlefield. Leo 23s coming around, and the forces of Jacob don't look impenetrable. The Seed Tornado once more coming out alive, as it's high ECM saving it there from the missiles. Second Mehrzweckwaffe coming in. Lying in for the kill here. Most likely not gonna survive though with all the Strellas and the Iglas. Some of the Iglas on reload. Not all of the Strellas able to fire. And only one Strela and one Igla hit, amounting to 9 damage, but that means this Tornado Mehrzweckwaffe won't come around another time. Got a kill onto an SPG-9, but yeah, the damage is big, and that will take a long while to repair. Leo 23 here with a good kill. This is a fantastic series. Like, the first two games, did look like Stealth just might march through, but then Jacob got it together, and now we have a absolute nail biter here as game number 5. Fantastic semifinals. Really happy that we got to cast this, and yeah, great gameplay here from both sides. Good bombing run there. MiG-21 going down for it, but buying time for sure. And that's what it is all about here now. It's Leo 23 slowly arching forward. The Mother plop is setting up for a push here as well. German IFV trying to move forward. T55 with defensive fire. Smoking off there as Leo 2A3 is coming around as well. 9 minutes remaining. It starts to become more and more of a time issue here for the stealth. It is not quite panicking mode yet, but they need to keep the action up. Marder 1A3 gets a crit here. Hazinot, nice to have you around as well. Hope you had a good day. And yeah, this is a fantastic series here between these two. Fantastic final game as well. Lots of backs and forths. A bit like you still can't see that they don't quite know every ins and outs yet, because there was a bit of moments where both sides could have been a bit more agile and they just didn't want to risk it because they didn't have the vision. Something where once more just wish we would have better optics on recon, so people would see a bit more what is going on the battlefield, so they can make a bit more decision on what they actually see, and not just about learned game knowledge over 5,000 hours of playing, which is the Wargame Red Dragon style of doing things. But WARNO should be a bit easier to learn. The hard to master is not going to go away just because you see a bit more. And yeah, 290 points here on the board for Jacob. Motschützen BTR trying to push over the open in the north. Jägers and Leo 23 is holding the line quite nicely there though. Motschützen get lit up, get destroyed. He is a bit on of a standstill so far. And that is still good for Jacob, but feels like stealth is inching forward. Question is, can they pull the trigger one final time here? Watch Amiga Medis going down. You see more SPWs coming around. More units up north. Yeah, like either increase recon capability or increase the noise value of those units a bit better. And yeah, we have a lot of units on the battlefield for both sides. But there is a bit of a lack of AT here on Jacob's side. It is not massive, but it is there. So Marders and Leos with a big concentrated push, I feel like could break this. 6 minutes to go. Will Stealth be able to pull the trigger here now? War 10 on the wrong target. The Pact at least goes down though. T55 AM2 goes down up north as well. Leo 23 pushing in. There is a Fallschirmjäger with an RPG and another T55. T55 gets the shot, gets the kill onto the Leo 23. That is massive here for Jacob. This is problematic now on the flank. Jäger Panzerfaust trying to push this out. Fallschirmjäger Führer pushing up as well. We have a big plop here now coming in the center with a leader tank and some Jägers and Fallschirmjägers coming in, all setting up for some push. Artillery could just fire everywhere in here and try to get some hits. The Leo 2A3 in the south, relatively uncontested by now as well. Marder engaging against T55 AM2. W on the fire too. Seed plane got some damage. And oh boy, can this happen here? Can Stealth break through the front line of Jacob? Is there a CV here for Jacob? Yes, there is. So there needs to be a full cleanup. F4F coming in. MiG-23 napalm. Oh, that could be big. That could be so big if that gets some good hits. It doesn't hit these units. It stops more units from coming down the road, but it's not devastating here for Stealth. Definitely needs to be careful though which units take what pathing. Oh, this is not perfect. This is not perfect. Oh no, Stealth. Oh, both these units just moving through. The Leo actually survives. Both surviving, both taking heavy damage. Another MiG-23 napalm coming in. 100 points nearly reached for stealth now. 200 points to go. Napalm lands on the Leo 2A3 leader. Is that going to die in here? It barely makes it out alive. Needs to rotate again. Needs to get in there. He can't lose the point completely. Metzwerkwaffe with the wrong target for the cluster. +1 is still real. Leo 2A3 needs to get back in there. It is back to neutralization. 4 minutes to go. The Fallschirmjäger Führer gets found. Should move out of the building here now. Just move back a bit. A bit of counterattack here from Jacob in the south. The T-55 went down there. BMP-1 coming around. The Fallschirmjäger Führer might go down here, and then it would still be enough for Jacob. The for stealth. The Fallschirmjäger Führer, yeah, they need to be careful. T-55's coming around on the flank. Fallschirmjäger Führer over there, not doing so well. Another CV would be good as a safety backup right now. To get back in here, Strela getting the BO. T-55's coming around from the side. A lot of ATGMs flying towards them, none hitting yet. Milan 2 coming around for the south here. That the Leo 2A3 is still alive is a big win here. But a lot of blue units dying lately. The T-55 AM2s should rotate around, be a bit more aggressive here. SPW holding against the Fallschirmjägers here a bit longer. Fallschirmjäger leader might need to come in there. Ooh, 2 minutes 55. +1 would be super close here. And it would be slightly not enough, I think. It's around 120 points more for the stealth, and that's just barely not enough. So Jacob needs to keep it as a +1, but it's so slim. This leader here immediately should load back in and try to get around here and get back in here. As if this leader goes down, it would be a lot of trouble. Leo 2A3 coming up. Hind helicopter helping out big time. T-55s rotating around. Ooh, there is units with AT weapons. There are some of those around here. F-16 killing the Hind. Artillery gets the kill onto the Fallschirmjäger leader. The other one still stuck up here. Should load back in. Jacob is doing the job there. Can he get back in there quick enough? Maybe even kill the Leo 2A3 with some bombers or something like that. MiG-29's coming around. Fallschirmjäger leader needs to move in there right now, right here. 200 points have been reached. It would be enough for stealth now. +2 is enough for stealth to win this game. Fallschirmjäger Führer needs to move around. I'm not sure if it would be a draw or anything, but at this point, whoever has more points in the end will win the game. And T-55 M2 getting the hit against the Panzergrenadiers. Fallschirmjäger Führer starting to rotate around. But this is a troublesome situation for Jacob now. Needs to get the kill here on the Leo 2A3 leader again, and that will be tough to achieve. Gepard's holding the line against the helicopter. T-55 being stopped, and the leader goes down, and this is GG. Stealth actually pulling it off here with the last minute push. Stabilizing the whole situation here for Jacob, for the stealth, and after Jacob having an insane comeback and a really strong hold here for a long while in this game 5 as well, with a strong show in game number 4, holding against a aircraft helicopter opener without a single AA unit on the battlefield. This is looking real good now for stealth, and yeah, there is no CV here coming up. No CV on the battlefield right now to turn this around anymore. The Leo 2A3 leader still alive, might go down, but there's nothing here to turn this around. Turn right now, oh, it goes down, but there's the Sultan as well. Yeah, turn around and recapture right now would have still been just enough for Jacob, but it is too late now. 15 seconds, and what a hell of a game. What a hell of a series. Fantastic show by both Jacob and the stealth here. Absolutely lovely. Looking forward to see more of these two players in the future. Stealth will move on to the finals, and Jacob, with a great show, will move on to Division 3. Well deserved for him in the end, but yeah, the stealth with just a slightly better show here in this final game. Fantastic series between these two, and yeah, really good show here for Division 4. Really fantastic development. These two absolutely deserved the spot in the semifinals, and stealth, after this insane show also deserve it's the spot in the finals. WARNO and South Spain in the other semifinal will be playing relatively soon, hopefully, as well. And then we're gonna have an amazing final here too. Yeah, let's have a look in the other divisions. Division 2. Yeah, we have Voice Me and Proletary. Voice Me advancing to the finals. Proletary unfortunately had to drop out. Medi versus Static, another series that we will cover soon. And then Division 3, we have Chesk in the finals. And Trisco versus Captain Cactus here in the semifinals. So that will be interesting as well. And Division 1, obviously the one that is coming up on the weekend with Yukipo versus Berthex and Neff versus Mix90 here in the finals and third place match. Absolutely hyped for the grand finals. I hope you are as well. And yeah, we will at least see us there, guys, hopefully. Thanks for all the follows. Ace Matty there coming in lately as well. Thanks for all the support again. Once more, if you want to support the channel, consider leaving a subscription. Consider joining as a channel member on the YouTube as well. As I said, that is now possible. You have a couple of emotes and so on that you get out of there as well. I don't want to paywall it too harsh. Like, I'm not a big fan of the 2-week early access to videos and so on part of YouTube, because I think content on YouTube is great without the paywalls. And on a like pay like trust or like free basis, if you want to support a channel, you can help and support them. If you just go there and you don't have the money and you just want to watch it for free, you do that. I think YouTube is good as a platform like that. So I'm not gonna do like that shenanigans with the memberships, but if you want to support the channel there, you can do that now as well. And yeah, thanks for the follow there. Awesome, Jawsome. And with that said, this is it for casting. I feel like playing one more game here. And yeah. Yeah, and we're really looking forward to that. Yeah, I'm gonna play one more game here now on my own. I just want to get back into 109, 110th and 5th Panzer. Like, we had those 5th Panzer games and so on really made me feel nostalgic for the time I had with this division here. I think it's infantry that we want. Yeah, tank tap looks fine. And maybe even a tank tap unit. I have a good amount of CVs here. We have a Milan 2. There's a Milan's. I think it's just null cut of Jaegers is what we want here. Recon is doing fine. AA is doing fine. Especially as we have Force as well. Maybe we're just gonna play one of these here now with 5th Panzer for the end of the stream. Let's go. Yeah, I really enjoy 101st. It has a lot of the things I love, and it doesn't feel cheesy or anything. Ooh. Where's a second? Yeah, this combo might be too expensive nowadays. Like, I might switch that out for another card of Jaegers. Yes, both the Pioneer Armbrust and the Focus Milan got more expensive. That I don't quite get the price here. Like, the Armbrust is weaker. Like, yes, they have shock. Well, I guess they're both 50 points. So yeah, I guess kind of makes sense, but actually kind of makes sense. Still, German infantry doesn't feel that great. So these divisions are far from as bad as some West German suffers. People try to make them. Gonna use the felt depot over here. As we wanna grab the Mars. Search that out. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I can contest Charlie easily.
Neue Befehle? Fahrer, dort müssen wir hin.
Let's get a BO.
Der Himmel gehört uns.
Tries to move in here.
Wollen Sie mitfahren? Fahrer, dort müssen wir hin.
Jägeraufklärer.
Neue Befehle?
Strong
Wir
infantry
sind
unit.
bereit, die Kampfweise zu wechseln. An dieser
And then we
Koordinate
try to
absetzen.
be annoying with the looks.
Wir sind ganz Ohr.
Hey, silent fall. Thanks for the follow. Also, I need to get the standings out of there. But yeah, 101st, TKS, KDA. Those are like my favorite divisions. Good infantry and some fun shenanigans around that. See if we can get a looks through. Martyrs with Carl Gustav, infantry inside. Go around here. Let's see the...
Achtung!
Hopefully it's faster here now, right?
Löwe
Maybe
hört.
faster over here now. Then we need some AA and a fighter, because they could have helicopters.
Wir können Flugabwehr bieten.
Early on. 60 points doesn't buy us any infantry, right? No. Ah, we could get another looks, actually. Could get another looks
Neue Befehle?
over here. For any shenanigans that tries to push through there. Okay. Hey, B-Hawks. Okay, I forgot to. Sorry. Had to chat there for a second. Okay, fully back now. Telsko, it was a super close game, but in the end, the stealth won by just having a bit more points.
Kurs bestätigt.
I have a ohrwurm from Witchcraft from Pendulum. One of the songs that you really shouldn't hear when you drive the car, in the car, or on the motorbike. Because it's just, you're just gonna go way too fast, way too easily.
Fliege den Sektor an. Wo brauchen Sie uns?
That song kicks so hard.
haben Feindkontakt.
And this matchup, the 1A5 is actually quite helpful.
Hier Adler 1. Ich sorge für Luftüberlegenheit. Feindkontakt. Raketen scharf. Angriffsserie erfolgreich. Alles vernichtet. Ende. Wir haben Feindkontakt. Warten auf neue Befehle, Kommandant.
Oh, that's a big blob. That's the perfect Mehrzweckwaffe blob.
Bereit zur Gefechtsfeldabriegelung. Ah, mein Bein! Mein Bein!
This could be devastating.
Luftraum
Wait, what?
zu heiß. Ich
FOF,
bin raus.
what the hell? Why did you not turn?
Oculus Excelsior. Motor an, Abfahrt. Brauchen Sie einen Sortie? An alle Einheiten. Feind gesichtet. Sortie beendet. Kehre heim. Lux an alle. Funküberprüfung.
I think that was a decent Mehrzweckwaffe run.
Zweiter Zug einsatzbereit. Bereit für ein Feuergefecht. Dran, drauf, drüber.
Yeah, they retreated all.
Wir haben Feindkontakt. Einsatzbereit. Vorlauf geklärt. Einpacken. Führen Stellungswechsel durch. Rückwärts, rückwärts, rückwärts! Was sind Ihre Befehle?
Medis.
Erschossen. Keine Munition mehr. Feuer und Bewegung. Wir können
Oh, that
beides.
could be big.
Ziel zerstört.
Roland.
Unsere Fahrraketen sind
Fire.
abschlussbereit.
Okay, good hit.
Flugabwehr rückt aus.
And we have a surrender. Wait, did the plane die? No, but the Mehrzweckwaffe got triple kill. Nice. Yeah, such a fantastic tool. Such a fantastic tool. Oh, the Fuchs Milan got the SPW. I see. I see. Jelly. Nice. Higher ranked than I am at the moment. Hey, it's sizzling. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, I don't think you need more pioneers or like yeah, with the pioneers, I don't think you need more Jaegers. Like they have one extra hit point here. But we have 8 pioneers with this card here for CQC, and that's where you want to use the Jaegers as well, right? And then 6 Jaeger Aufklärer or a bit more extra beefy infantry. Right. How do you guys like the Lars by now? Like, I see quite a bit of it lately. I'm still tempted by it, but not convinced. The Carl Gustav, because there are 6 hit points. And the Carl Gustav is the only good AT you get in this game, in this division. Like, it's the only decent infantry AT that you get. Because somehow Panzerforce 44 is supposedly only 14 AP. In a perfect world, we would have 6 hit point Panzer Grenadiers, shorter range Milans, but slightly better penetration on the Panzerfaust 44. Yeah, but I mean it's cheaper this way. Like you don't need all your martyrs with Milans. The Milan one is not that great anyways, and for Milan Swarm I have these guys. These guys are here for murdering infantry and APCs, but Like for the long range ATGM fights, I have the Fox Milan swarm of like a lot. Like how many are those? 19? Yeah, 19 Fox Milans. Like I even bring one of the Panzer Grenadiers with just normal Martyrs without Milans. Because the Martyr, like, conceptually, it is a bit of frustrating that the Germans have a slow IFV because it can't follow the Leos. Like that's why I use the Fuchs Milan way more, because you can follow the Leo parts of it. It was fantastic at 30 points. It's still good at 35 points. It was quite stupid at 35 points. At 30 points actually, because it also has smoke and so on, and it has an ATGM, especially as then it also had stress on miss and damage on miss. So yeah, but it's still really good at 35 points here, the Fuchs Milan. But yeah, what I wanted to talk about is that the Martyrs can't follow the Leos because they are relatively slow IFVs. Meanwhile, the British have the issue the other way around. They have a Warrior, which is a super fast IFV off-road, but they have super slow tanks. Like, couldn't the two armies switch their vehicles, and then the Germans have a cohesive speed for their IFVs and their tanks, and the British have a cohesive speed for their IFVs and their tanks? Like, couldn't the German army just do a switcheroo of the British there? Like, because the warrior basically has APC speed. Like, if we look at it, BMPs 59, BMDs 63, Bradley 59, Martyr 59, and then warriors 72 kilometers off-road speed. Like, so meanwhile the tanks Leo 284 72 kilometer off-road speed, perfect fit. Leo 2 72, Leo 185 only 59, so they're a bit slower. But on the other side, Chieftain 45, like the the warrior is nearly going double the speed of its tanks that it is supposed to support. Pain. With that said, guys, we're gonna end the stream here for now. We might be back with some live games later. So, yeah, we might be back with a live game between Cactus and Trisco later tonight. But for now, we're gonna end it here, guys. Thanks for watching. Let's see if we can find a cool channel to raid. Oh. Yeah, I will jump over to Slytherin and Flashpoint campaign, Southern Storm, with Zigdog. Sergeant, yeah, Z-Dog. Lovely, lovely game there. I'll leave some love over there. Unfortunately, not as much Slytherin coverage lately due to the still really, really sad demise of Yogdog. But yeah, see you over there, guys. Have a nice day. See you next time.